Today we are making the transition between the second season at La Rosa, which was awesome, and the first season ever for the club in the Portuguese Premier League. Unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to some old friends, but of course a lot of new signings will be arriving at the club. Welcome to the summer break episode. Hey guys, welcome to part 17 of Iberian Sun, a football manager adventure played on Google Stadia. First of all, if you like the series so far, show me some love by giving me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more football manager content. Let's first do a quick season review of our awesome second season at Lusitania La Rosa. If we have a look at our squad screen and I sort by goals, you all know who's going to be on top of this list. Frank Correa, 20 goals out of 36 appearances, top goal scorer of our squad and in the whole second league. So, not too shabby of a season, Frank. Second place, Goba Zakpa, basically the usual suspects at La Rosa. Zakpa, Julio Alves, Diego Raposo, Bonani, you name it, they're all here. If we sort by assists, we have the one and only assist king of the second league, our good friend Bonani, 17 assists out of 39 appearances. Good stuff. Second placed, Eros Medaglia, our right wing back, and Diego Raposo finishes off the top 3. If we sort by average rating, ignore the first one, he only played one game. Once again, it's Frank Correa on top with a 7.33. Safe to say he was also selected as our player of the year by the supporters. If we have one final glance at the second league table, we of course were crowned champions with a whopping 20 points more than Benfica B, who finished in second place. They can get promoted, so third placed Midfield will join us to the Portuguese Premier League. Frank Correa was top scorer, Bonani was assist king. Frank Correa also ended third in the average rating list, which is not too shabby for a striker if you ask me. Centurion also had, like I mentioned in the last episode, also had a very good season, 14 clean sheets. Only the Pinto goalkeeper did better with a whopping 21 clean sheets. Of course, since we have done back-to-back promotions with La Rosa, all our sponsorship and whatnot deals went up and our club's reputation is starting to look pretty amazing. Merchandise-wise, I already said Frank Correa has been elected Player and Signing of the Year by the supporters, yet his shirt is nowhere to be found in the merchandise top 5. Diego Raposo is the top seller, followed by Tavares, Luis, Bonani and Ministro. Seems odd to me, but I'm not a marketing guy. Now I've already done a couple of transfers which will go through on the 1st of July, so let's just fast forward to that date and then we'll have a look at the squad and see what we still need to hopefully assemble a good enough team to tackle our adventure in the Portuguese Premier League. Now before we head into the transfer window, let's have a quick look of some European League and which teams were crowned champions there. Spain, pretty obvious, Real Madrid, 100 points, end of conversation. Juventus had a little bit more trouble with Inter in Italy, but they made it with an 86 point total. Okay, in our own first league, which we are part of within the week, we have to look out for, like we didn't know already, Benfica, who are crowned champions with 12 points ahead of Porto and Sporting. In the Premier League, finally, Man City did a Real Madrid, 100 points, 15 points more than Liverpool and 17 points more than Man United. Pretty convincing stuff in the Premier League in England. Now I did a little fast forward to July 14th, so before we have a look at the guys that I already brought in, these are our old friends that we have to say goodbye to. You probably won't ever see them again in a La Rosa shirt. I think no big surprises here, especially if you watched last episode. I did offer Zakpa another new contract as a squad player this time, which is way too high, I know, but I simply wanted to keep him around, maybe even for emotional reasons. Sue me. But he once again refused it and wants an important player contract, and I simply can't give him that. So, goodbye and Godspeed Koba Sakpa. And then maybe the more important part and fun part, who have I signed already to join us at Lusitania La Rosa? First on the list, Nikolai Frederiksen comes in for free from Juventus, 21-year-old Danish guy. Striker position, advanced forward, target man or poacher. 3-star current ability and a potential ability of a possible 4 stars. Not too shabby for a free transfer, if you ask me. Second on the list, the biggest defensive signing of the summer, comes in for free from Leicester City, Mr. Josh Knight, 23-year-old English ball-playing defender. He has a 3.5-star current ability and a potential ability of 4.5 freaking stars. He's not our tallest defender, but he has a stamina of 16, and of course, since he is a ball-playing defender, his passing, positioning and vision is also not too shabby. I'm expecting a lot from Mr. Josh Knight. Now the next guy on the list, along with Rui Vilela, they both come from my youth intake, but I forgot to give them big boy contracts, so technically yes, I had to re-sign them. You've already seen them in the last episode. If you haven't, go back and watch it. 2 pretty good talents to keep an eye out for. Next guy on the list is the one and only star signing of the summer, comes in from Monaco for £1 million. I mean, damn, still can't believe it. Pietro Pellegrini, 20 years old, Italian stallion, dynamite. He is a proper wonder kid. It should say wonder kid here instead of just striker. Thank you, Football Manager. Party pooper. He can play in every position basically as a striker. 4-star current ability, possible 5-star potential ability player. If I said that I expect a lot from Josh Knight in the defensive department, that would be an understatement here, because I think Pellegrini is going to do some real magic in front of goal for Lusitania La Rosa. Next on the list, I think our new starting left wing back comes in from Casa Pia for £300,000, Thiago André. 24 years old, Portuguese guy, 2.5-star current ability but a 4.5-star potential ability, which this is mainly the reason I brought him in, because Jorginho is playing close to his potential ability, which is 3 stars. So I think I also gave him an important player contract. So probably you are looking at the new starting left wing back. Next on the list is our biggest signing so far, comes in from Vallecano for £1.1 million. Alfredo, he's 17, he's Spanish and he's a central defender. I know he's only 2-star current ability, I know he's only 17, but he has a possible 5-star potential ability. That's why I brought him in. I know I've paid 1.1 million, but I had the money, so I thought, what the hell, I love investing in young players, sue me. Last on the list, Davi Tavares, Aloni that I brought in from Benfica. 22 years old, Portuguese guy, can play as a Mazzala and a deep-lying playmaker, even as a box-to-box midfielder. He is a 4-star current ability player and a potential ability of 4.5 stars. He is probably one of the better players in our team. It's quite a similar story than Marcel Lewis last year, the loanee from Chelsea. If we have a look at the team report, you can see, let's just start at the top at the striker position. As expected, Pellegrini is the best striker, but I am surprised to see that Frank Correa is only half a star behind him. So I would argue that combination can be quite lethal as a striker duo. So don't mind if I try that out. Then we move on to the midfielder position. In the attacking midfield, of course, if I'm going to use 2 strikers, I won't be using the number 10 position. Should I use it, I always have Diego Raposo and Tavares who can play there. Now if we have a look at the wings, Bonani of course is our main left winger. He has dropped to a 3-star rating, but he has a potential of 4 stars and he's only 22. He is wanted, I see now. That ain't happening. So I'm not sure. I think Andre Silva is going out on loan. Yep, we're already doing that. I've even transfer listed him, so he will be gone. So I do need an extra left winger. I'll have a look into those guys who are in on trial at the moment. On the other side of the pitch, we have Tavares, our main right winger. And of course, Raposo can also play there. Bonani can play there. Frederiksen can play there. That's awesome. As a winger, nah. So I need an extra left winger and maybe also an extra right winger. I'll check that out. If we have a look at the MC position, of course we have Tavares and Raposo. All these guys are in on trial at the moment. I think I might sign one or two of those guys, and with Ministro and Borges, we are more than set in the center of midfield. Now if we have a look at the defense, let's start on the left hand side. We have Jorginho and Thiago Andre and even Ivan Nilsson, so I think we are pretty much set here. If we look at the right hand side, we only have Midaglia really at this point because Mingueza is a central defender. I mean, he is our captain, so I don't know if it is that wise to just say you're not good enough anymore for team spirit. I mean, I did bring some guys in on trial, so I think one of those two, especially this one, Alex Pinto, is Portuguese, he's 23, he's listed for £210,000. Potential ability of 4 stars. I think he is a possible backup / replacement for Midaglia, but I'm not sure. I'm still looking into that. I think we simply need at least one more player to actually be a natural right wing back. If we have a look at the center of defense, we are more than set. We have Josh Knight, Jorge Silva, Mingueza, Joao Pinto, you name it, you can see it. A lot of potential also. New guy Alfredo, possible 5-star potential. More than set in the center of defense. We have a look at the goalkeeper position finally. Centurion is going to be our starter. Rui Patricio is our young and upcoming goalkeeper. And this guy I think I will bring in just to have a backup for Centurion. So basically what I still need before the end of July, a left winger, a right winger, maybe another central midfielder, and one of the more important positions to strengthen, a right wing back. Now luckily I have the transfer budget to bring some more players in, and the wage budget by the way, but our overall balance is in the red. This is mainly because I did a lot of improvements to our facilities, which the board always approved. So, I mean, as long as they approve it, I will do it. I am expecting a new cash injection from our sugar daddy chairman before the summer is over. Let's have a look at the club vision because some changes were made by the board. Although it is our first season in the Premier League, they still want us to play attacking football, play possession football, and play high-tempo pressing football. I guarantee you, if we do that, we're going to the slaughter, literally. So I'm not sure, and I know it's not required, it's favored or even preferred. I can't promise you anything about these boxes. So let's just move on to the 5-year plan. Nothing new here. Here we go, end of current season. Avoid relegation, don't mind if I try. Reach the 5th round in the PT Cup and the 3rd round, which we were in last year, in the League Cup. My contract has already been renewed at this point, so I don't know why this is still there. And like I mentioned on the finances screen, we are improving at this moment our training and our youth facilities, and they will be completed in October. So good on us. The continuation of the 5-year plan, pretty simple. By 2025, which is in 4 years, become an established Premier League team. I would say this is doable. Here we are at the end of the preseason, and of course I signed a couple more guys. Coming in from Sporting on loan, Elvis Balde. An extra right winger, like I mentioned. I mean, 3.5-star current ability, a possible 5-star potential ability, 21 years old, Portuguese guy. He is, I think, as good as Tavares. There we go. So I have now 3 equally good guys who can play as a winger on the right wing. Next in the list, Alex Pinto comes in from Sporting, but not on loan. He comes in on a transfer, £205,000. Let's have a look. He is our new starting right wing back. I know I gave him a squad player contract because I don't want to simply push Midaglia out of the team because he is our captain, and that probably won't go down well with the rest of the guys. But now I at least have an option to maybe have them split duties on the right wing back. Alex Pinto, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. Portuguese guy, can obviously play as a right wing back. Then we have another free transfer, Billy Cometio, and he came from Liverpool. So that can be bad, right? 18 years old, French guy, a huge man, 6'6", 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Maybe I'll even loan him out, I'm not sure, but I couldn't resist this guy being a free transfer and all. We finish off this list with two central midfielders. The first one, Julen Gutierrez, comes in from Numancia for almost £35,000. 21 years old, German guy, wouldn't say that if you hear his name, right? 2-star current ability and a possible 5-star potential ability player. I am going to loan him out, I think, because he is already 21 years old. If I keep him at the club, he won't play much, I'll guarantee you that. But I do want him to get to his potential as soon as possible. So he will probably be loaned out because I have another backup in the midfield in the form of this last guy. Davi, Brazilian guy, comes in from Fluminense for £105,000. 25 years old, he's a deep-lying playmaker, fully natural, but he can also play as a mezzala, an advanced playmaker, and a box-to-box midfielder. I know I've given him a regular starter contract, but to be honest, I think he is the main backup behind Raposo and Tavares, the Aloni, who comes in. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, so maybe if he plays well, he might end up to actually be a regular starter. Who knows? And now, of course, let's have another look at our squad depth screen at our team report. Striker-wise, nothing has changed, although Correa, who was at 4 stars, I think, almost as good as Pellegrini, for some reason has dropped to 2.5 stars. So I'm not sure what happened there, but still, I think Correa is a very useful player due to his size, mainly, to have in our squad. If we look at the wings now, which was one of the main positions that we did have to strengthen, we have Balde, but he is actually a right winger, but he's also our best left winger. So I think Bonani will still probably play on the left wing and Tevez on the right wing, but Balde is also a very, very solid option on both wings. So good to have him on the squad. In the midfield, we now have Tavares and Raposo, which we already had, but Davi is their main backup, and then Ministro and Borges also can function as other backups, which is awesome stuff. We are more than set in the center of midfield to start the season. Now, if we have a look at the defense, center and left, we already discussed that. That was already set in stone. On the right-hand side, Alex Pinto, new guy, comes in and probably will share duties with our good friend and captain, Medaglia. Goalkeeper-wise, nothing changes. Centurion is still our one and only warrior in goal. So I think at this point we pretty much have assembled our team in which we will compete in the Premier League. So let's have a look where the media predicts us. Well, snap. Along with Pinafil and 3 other teams, we are pretty much guaranteed to get relegated again. I know it's only a media prediction, and I also know that, let's say, the top 5 teams are way better than us and we shouldn't even stand a chance by far against them. But I simply hope it's not going to be a relegation battle as they predict in the media. But we'll see. So I never do any games in the summer break episode, but next episode we will have the first 2 games of the season. First of which is against Nacional da Madeira away in the League Cup. And that team is a team that the media predicts to be right there with us in the relegation battle. So I would say this is a very good test for us to see what we can do against teams of that stature. Also in the next episode, one of the biggest games in the league at home against Braga. So guys, that was all for the summer break episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Football Manager content. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.